Let's start with ICE operations, certainly not slowing down across our area and it being even more visible to the public. We have team coverage with Casey Cronus live out in Broadview at that facility there, and Paris Schutz tracking the latest on the water. Let's begin with Casey tonight. Casey, what are you learning?
Hi, Terrence. Well, we did have some action about 45 minutes ago when demonstrators marched from Beach Street to 25th Avenue. They marched to an access point for the facility on that side, and that's where they were met by ICE agents. We heard a few loud pops in the area. Seemingly, they were trying to disperse the crowd. Broadview police was directing traffic at the time, but before that, things remained relatively quiet. Demonstrators gathered for the fourth Friday in a row, this time with song and dance, to denounce the ICE presence in the city and suburbs.
The reality is, as you can see, these are neighbors that are protecting our neighbors that are actually being terrorized.
Much of Friday evening remained relatively calm outside the Broadview facility, but that wasn't the case earlier in the day.
With pepper bullets, the residue that comes up makes it incredibly difficult to breathe. Was coughing profusely, had to rinse my mouth. We had a nurse on site that saw me and made sure that I was okay. There was nothing provoked on our side. From as far as I know, the three of us were literally signing on the fence, and we were the direct targets of the shooting. We looked up at the ICE agent, who seemed very amused with himself for what he had just done.
2 people were arrested during the commotion.
One of them is one of our neighbors from Pilsen, one of our community leaders, and the other person is a veteran.
In the last week, a total of 16 demonstrators have been taken into custody here.
These responses are excessive. These were peaceful, nonviolent demonstrators, and the level of force that was used was completely unnecessary and inappropriate for the situation.
National Lawyers Guild attorney Benjamin Meyer sees ICE's response to protests an assault on the First Amendment.
I think it's really important for law enforcement agencies to show restraint in these situations. I think these are pretty clear violations of people's right to free speech and assembly. There were no warnings issued and there was no order to disperse given.
Now, Broadview Mayor Katrina Thompson has sent a letter to the DHS field office director, writing that the relentless deployment of tear gas, pepper spray, mace, and rubber bullets is not only harming area residents, but also Broadview police officers and firefighters. She is demanding additional fencing that went up this week to come down. And just in the last 60 seconds, we saw an unmarked ICE van enter through the fence here. Protesters at that point were standing very close to it. They were met by ICE agents shining flashlights. It seems that that van was able to get through that fence with no problem. There were a couple of ICE agents on the roof, and I believe still are right now, just as those vans come and go. That's what we've been seeing. But no pepper bullets fired off just in the last couple of minutes here. We will see how long this goes tonight, but protesters say they will be back here tomorrow. Live in Broadview, Casey Cronus, Fox 32, Chicago.